for game number 2 of tonight. I'm awake for some reason, so I'm going to play 2 games. All right. I just finished, if you didn't catch the first half of the stream, I finished my first playtest of High Evolutionary. I actually liked them. I kind of liked them. As long as I'm doing the math correct. If I'm not doing the math correct, I hate him. He sucks. As long as I do the math correct, I like them. I'm going to be doing my probably. This will be, no matter what, unless I fuck something up royally in the rules and understanding of this game, this will be the last time I play Lilith Clay, aka Omen, on stream. Now, so a bit of preamble, I guess, here. I played her once on Havok stream. That was the first time I played her. I then played her the other day, or other night, excuse me, and I accidentally deleted the VOD for it. So I'm going to try and hit up on a lot of the same points that I made there. I also talked with Havok since then. Actually, I'm going to double check something because I did this for High Evolutionary. At the end of the game, let me make sure that Havok has not updated his table since last time I talked to him. He has not. So anything that I say about aesthetics will still be there. But anyways, I played a game. I lost a game. I accidentally deleted the video or the recording. So if you want to watch it, go to Twitch, because I played 2 games and I played like 2.5 hours of fucking 2.5 hours of Marvel Rivals afterwards, if I remember correctly. So I'm not going through and editing that. That's a lot of shit. I made the recordings properly. I was trying to clear up space because I wanted to update one of my games, or a few of my games actually. I didn't have the space for it, and accidentally deleted the videos. So they're not there anymore. So this will be my 3rd time playing Omen, my 1st time on VOD. As long as I don't fuck up this recording, I'll play an Omen. And this time I'm going to do something different when I get to one of his cards, if I get, or his cards, her cards, if I get to it. If you watched my stream and you watched Havok's stream, let me look at the card. Let me find it real quick, just so I can say it early game here. Wow, it's at the very bottom of the fucking deck. Well, good news is I get to shuffle the deck now. Mind training. So when I played with Havok, I guess I was tired or something. I just was not reading the card. I could not do it. I could not read this card. And the way how I interpreted my whatever was wrong with me mentally state that night, I interpreted it as a mulligan of a Sonic Blast. So if you don't know Omen, she essentially runs off of these Sonic Blast cards. She has 6 of them in her deck. And what she does is she discards cards from the top of her deck, and based off of how many cards she discards is how strong the Sonic Blast is. It sounds like it's a broken card. That's because it can be a broken card. There is hit or miss to it. So while it can be broken, it can also fizzle like it's fucking nothing. So the way how I interpret it when I streamed with Havok was, this was mulliganing it. So if I would have Sonic Blasted and I would have gotten like a 1 or 2, I could have been like, okay, exhaust this, redo my Sonic Blast. That's how I interpreted that day. And then when I did my stream the other day without Havok, that's how I played it. However, now that I've gone through and reread the card, I'm going to play it as intended this time. Because I think when I was playing with Havok, I might have talked them into that's how the card should be. And it might not need to be that way. I want to play it as it's supposed to be played this time, which is probably what I should have done the first time. But again, I was in whatever state I was in that day. I'm going to be playtesting alongside Monet. Now, if you've seen my other streams, she will look quite a bit different this time. If you saw Havok stream earlier tonight, you will have seen a game with the new version of her. I went through and made both minor and major changes to her kits since last time I played her on stream, on my stream at least. So what will you see that's new? Each controlled change now has a different printed resource. I don't know why I did that. I just kind of felt it's something I should have done. Unleash Shell does the same thing it always did. It now costs one resource instead of being free. It is still an extremely strong card, but I don't think I need to bump it up anymore. Now, other big changes in her kit. Return the Sender, which is her defense card. It now is free, but it costs one additional resource for each boost icon or boost card you're canceling. That way it's not extremely overpowered against characters or against enemies that will build up a lot of boost cards. But it will still be strong as long as you're willing to pay for it to be this strong. And I might further tweak it. I might let you choose which cards you're canceling or which cards boost icons you're going to be canceling. It's something I've been floating around that might make the text too fucking complicated. But we'll see. Other things that changed. The biggest thing is sonic pressure. And where is the Penance version? Hold the line. There used to be 2 copies of each of these. Sonic pressure was temporary. Hold the line discarded after it was used. And they had completely different text. Like the old hold the line reduced, you could play an attack event from your hand after you took damage and reducing the cost of it by how much damage you took. The old sonic pressure was when she flipped to M, she would stun every enemy that had attack equal to or less than hers, and confuse every enemy that had thwart or scheme equal to or less than her thwart. That was too strong. That was too fucking strong. This one specifically, the old version of Hold the Line was actually pretty good. But because I changed Sonic Pressure, I kind of had to change Hold the Line. The big reasons I changed them, other than balance, was because M is a psionic character. She was having a lot of trouble removing threat. That should not be the case with a psionic character. Psionic characters should have they should be decent at least decent at removing threat, and she just wasn't doing it. I keep hovering over cards that are not cards I want to talk about. So the changes now officially are I have added 2 thwart events into her deck called Sonic Probing. They remove, pretty standard fare, they remove threat. And then depending on which form you are, they can do additional things. Great. It's pretty simple. It's self-explanatory. Hold the Line will now give you an option to either deal 1 damage to the villain each minion engaged with you, or shuffle an event in your discard pile into your deck after you change Penance. And it uniforms now better with Sonic Pressure, which after you change M, you can confuse an enemy or stun an enemy. Basically, kind of the old text, but you only do it once instead of to every enemy on the board. I played a game offline I played a 4-player game where there were like 6 minions out on the board at once. And I changed to M with this out one time. And every enemy in the game was stunned, confused, and took 2 damage. And I cleared half the board. It was way too fucking much. She needed a balance fix. So those are the big changes on Monet. So I'm going to be playtesting against one of my usual basic bitches, which is Crossbones. He's been very nice to me and given me a laser rifle in his first phase, which I appreciate. Let's flip this over. Hey, what do you know? It's got 6 threat because I play Crossbones way too much. Anyways, first player is going to go to Omen. And we're going to get on into this because I've wasted about 10 minutes, close to 10 minutes on this, talking about, changes. So let's get on into this. All right. Her ability is useless first round, just completely useless. Unless I can mulligan. Let's mull these 2. So I can actually use her ability to get one of them back. 2 cards. Hey, Kid Flash. All right. Now, let's get this back into my deck. Ego Crush is good. I actually like the Ego Crush card. I appreciate other people kind of diving into these niche traits. because I was actually about to get heavy into doing Sonic cards because there's just was not a lot of support that I saw for it. So ES, thank you for making some fucking Sonic cards. It's not a reskin, right? There's no Ego Crush. What's the fucking protection event called? I've already forgotten. It's not Ego, is it? Event, Psionic. I'm only a little bit tired. Psy-Flail and Psychic Misdirection, so no, it's completely new. If you defend against an enemy attack, deal 3 damage to the enemy. Oh, so it's okay. So it's just straight up Psy-Flail strike. I should probably say that on here because yeah, it's interesting. Okay. I should say that because it is straight up Psy-Flail strike. Attack, psionic, all the wording is the exact same, yeah. Anyways, let's get on into this game. Let's stop pussy dicking around here. Let's flip up. And get a counter here so I can track my max health, and put a counter here so I can track Monet's max health. After this game, I might actually be able to put Monet into beta state. I don't think she'll have to change any further after this game. All the math from what I've been playtesting since I made the changes has been working out pretty well. Omen, off rip, no threat to remove. Fantastical news. Lifeless Strike is good. You know what else is good? Wally fucking West. I think 1, 2. Again, I like Ego Crush, but I don't need it. So let's get Kid Flash in. All right. Off rip. Kid Flash is going to attack 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That defeats him, but he doesn't get discarded. He goes back into the fucking deck. And the reason I wanted to do that first is now I have an extra card in here. And I'm going to Sonic Blast. I'm going to use Clear Mind to 1. This goes in my hand. 2, 3, 4. This goes into play because she's White Fox. It's 4, 5, 6. So I will spend the 2 mental resources to play Sonic Blast. That is 6 damage to an enemy. And these all get discarded. So you have the choice always to either not do the Sonic Blast or to just add it to your hand. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't just do it most times if I can. It's not an attack or anything like that. Well, now that I have not White Fox in play, she will deal 1 damage. I will attack for 0 just for the fuck of it because I can't remove any threat. What's this? This is nothing I can do here. She's done. Yeah, she's done. She done. Monet, Monet, Monet. How's her hand looking? I didn't think about the moles. I have 3 control changes in my hand. Interesting. So the control changes in the Monet are going to do fuck all because I don't have any minions to stun. So let's change to Monet, actually. I will attack for 2. I will then spend 1 to, whoops, controlled change into Penance. This deals 2 damage to an enemy. I will then spend, I don't need 3 of these. 1 for Unleash Hell. Oh, damn, that's actually... Hold on. Now that I think about it, I'm going to control change back into M. I'm going to waste a lot of cards this turn. That would stun a minion. There's no minions to stun. I'm going to then control change into the shell, which will ready me and draw me 2 cards. Did I get anything? I did. Look at that. I'm going to attack for 2. I will spend 2 to sudden rush. So if I'm M, I stun an enemy and deal 4 damage to it. If I'm Penance, I just deal 5 damage with piercing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stunned. I've already almost finished this first phase. That will end M's turn. 5 cards. Here. Do I discard any of this? Digging. Yeah, let's go digging. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will have to really work to get my shit going. All right. 1, 2. Tries to attack. Omen can't. Attacks M. M is TTF. She's ready to just take this shit. For 1 damage, 2 damage, excuse me. And he gets a tough status. And I'm just an asshole my way, and this guy. Which she does not have supports by default. She has ones that are in her leadership deck, but she doesn't actually have supports. Now, oof. I'm actually going to... I forgot to get her resource card at the beginning of the game. Let's flip her to Alter Ego. Yeah, I didn't do her resource card at the beginning of the game. That could have also changed how I did some of this stuff on my turn. Jackpot. So if you don't know, one of M's things is she can have 2 resource cards from other hero sets in her kit. We're going to get Sabretooth out. I will then spend 1 to inspire him. Spend 1 to Danger Room training him. So he has 5 hit points, 4 attack, 3 thwart. I didn't mean to do that. Stat points are awesome in this, but at the same time, sometimes they make you want to rip your fucking hair out. He's going to attack and defeat this Hydra Flame Soldier straight up. Who cares about him? And she's already face down. She'll just heal for 2. She's not flipping back up. Omen. So, excuse me. A little tired. We're going to go ahead and do my ability. First card. First fucking card. In that case, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to put it in my hand. I'm going to spend 3. Is this another ES card? Nope, Rainy. Okay, so we got a few people doing some silent cards. I'm going to spend 3 on not Miles Morales. I'm going to choose her attack. She's going to get +2 to that, so she's going to defeat this guy, which gets me an encounter card. She's got 1 damage on her. White Fox will remove 1 from main. Actually, White Fox will knock the tough off. And then I will thwart for 3 off of main with a lot of lag on there. And that will end Omen's turn. Ready. I don't want tackle in my hands. I'm fine without it. 2, 3. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Titan Tower West is in my hand. This is... What is this? I've forgotten what it does. I think it's when you cycle your deck, you place a counter and then you can heal. Oh, it's an extra card because this doesn't count towards the hand size. All right. 1, 2 schemes for 1. Attacks. And Beast Girl will block it. Okay, I was about to say. If I had another one, what the hell's going on here? All right. And counter. Combat knife. It's fine for now. Hydra Flame Soldier. Custom Grenade. We're on Hero. So stuns her, which is fine because she's not going to attack. And she takes 1 damage. Right. I could have powerful punched, but I didn't because I forgot it existed. I'll be perfectly honest. Oh, shit. Let's spend 1 on the Titan Tower. It's got no counters on it. Don't know how useful this would be. Honestly, probably not much. Now I don't have the resources for mind control. I might actually not play this then. Let's keep this. 2, 3 for mind control. So we seek, right? It says seek a non-elite minion. At least we're getting rid of some annoying ass cards. This is now my friend. Hello, friend. You're going to do 1 damage to the Hydra Flame Soldier. You're going to do 2 damage to the Hydra Flame Soldier. I don't have an attack, and I forgot to save resources. So I'm going to remove 3 threat and end her turn. Over to Monet. Monet. Well, she's going to search in here for something real quick called a jackpot. And I will spend 3 on X23. I will spend 1 on Inspired on X23. I have all these fucking good cards. I have all these good cards. What? I have nothing but good cards in my hands. I'll spend these 2, which sucks. Put Sonic Pressure out. We'll flip to Monet, or M, excuse me. Now, after I change to M, I can confuse enemy whose scheme is less, or well, his attack is more now, and I can confuse him. Doesn't do me a lot of fucking good, does it? Actually, I can't. Actually, confusing does do me some good because now I deal 2 damage to each enemy with the status card on it. So he's fine. He gets dealt 2 damage. I will then also a status card went out, which means Sabretooth heals 1. Sabretooth will attack the villain for 4, which will push us to the next phase. Advanced stage, 28 hit points. Laser rifle over here. Let's get special 2 counters on it. X23 with her 4 attack. She's going to give it to you. She is going to attack the villain for 4. I would normally attack the Hydra Flame Soldier, but I kind of want to keep her around at least another turn. And that's not going to help. Over here, it's done. Player phase is done. 4 cards. Ready, please. Thank you. Lag. 2, 3, 4. Okay, guess who's back? Kid Flash is back. 1, 2. Attacks Omen. Poison Ivy will block. Also, I need to put a damage on this loser. Poison Ivy did his hail. Oh, wait, that's the 2 damage from the machine gun. Now he attacks. Poison Ivy still dead as hail. And I get attacked again. With a base of 3. I will take it. Because I have just accidentally deleted, or got, not deleted, but discarded this. I'll take it because I have her defense card. So this is 2. Oh, this is the 1 damage from the machine gun again. And this is 4 damage. 4 damage. Erdogan is going to empathic shield, so I take no damage. And then I have to discard a status card from that character. So he's no longer confused. Then I get attacked by the Hydra Flame Soldier, who would discard a support I control. I do not have any supports, so suck it. I'll just take the 1 damage. Attacks M. M will defend for 2. So she's going to take 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, oh wait, that's 2 for the machine gun, excuse me. And then 5 total damage, so 3 more. Counter, and counter. Gets tough status. No. We're going to discard Angel and just discard this. Oh, I needed to get a babysitter and it was Angel. No. Also forgot Return the Center was in my hand. Alright. I still need to get Scimitar out into play. What do I do here? It might just be time for me to say goodbye to X-23 here. X-23 is going to defeat this guy. Which readies her. And then she'll attack the villain for 4. Wait, toughness is in play. Hold on. I'll spend 1 to unleash hell, which readies me, draws me 2, because I'm M. I can heal X-23, but it's too late. It's too late. But I do have near perfection, which is a big deal, so I'm actually going to get it out now. At the cost of those excellent cards, it's worth it. I'm going to attack and knock his stuff off. Sabretooth will attack for 4. X-23 will attack for 4. X-23 will die from consequential. Lag. Next. I'm going to stay up and end turn. Omen's probably needs to flip the fuck down now. I'm going to spend 2. These 2. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do my ability now. Fucking hell. 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of not paying attention. 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 cards that just popped up. So I'm going to spend these 2 to play it. Kid Flash then gets shuffled back into my fucking deck. So 5 damage or 5 threat. 5 damage. I will then attack for 1. I will then flip and heal 3. And get a Sonic card in my discard pile back in my deck. I'm actually not going to choose a Sonic Blast because I think I've only seen 3 of them. I've seen 4 of them. So I have 2 left and 14 cards. I'm about to draw cards. So I actually want to get her defense card. Because that card is awesome. Pathic Shield. flip, shuffle, right? Oh. All right, that's gonna end players. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At some point, I should probably get rid of these. All right, 1, 2. Attacks M. Machine gun first for 2 damage. That's fucking rude. And then the attack itself for base of 4. I will defend for 2. So he's hitting me for 7, and I'm defending for 2. I'm actually dead. Holy shit, he's killing me. He's killing me right now. I don't have anything I can do. You know, we will say, just to be safe, that the Hydra Flame Soldier blocked this. Yes, I'm cheating. Yes, she's defeated, but I do want to continue the game. So the Hydra Flame Soldier defended that for me. Schemes for 3. The annoying one comes out now. This goes to 2. This goes to 12 because I know this. I'm not even looking at the cards and I know this. So I've lost. I'm still going to keep playing. This, because this motherfucker hit me with the exact amount he needed to defeat me. This one's assault. 1, 2, 3, 4. First player to Omen. It's an Omen. Omen and. So in these last 10 cards is a single Sonic Blast. 1, 2, 3. To get Kid Flash. Kid Flash will attack 3 times. Oh, he has Retaliate. That's right. That's right. This is Energy Mental. Then in that case, I'll spend the energy and Kid Flash to get rid of the Retaliate. Kid Flash goes back in. I will then clear Alter Ego. Let me 1, 2, flip, clear mind. 1 off the rip. Just 1. I'm just gonna add it to my fucking hand. I don't have any more left in my deck, so I'm gonna get this out. I don't know who this is. I don't know at all who this character is. No clue. Who made this? Lord Havok. Who the hell is Lord Havok? Nobody knows who this is. That ends her turn. She can't do shit all. To M. Now M. I got this guard, motherfucker. No way. Sabretooth will defeat the guard because he has 4 attack. Takes 1 damage. I will Psychic Kicker to ready Sabretooth. And Sabretooth will attack the villain for 4 damage. I will then Phoenix, who readies an X-Man and heals 1 damage from it, which he should be at 3 now. Sabretooth will attack for 4 damage. And I will attack for 2 damage. All right. So I cheated. Well, I didn't cheat. I acknowledged the fact that I lost. I just wanted to continue the game. All right. So let's take a look at Omen here. You know what? No. Resounding victory. Nobody saw anything. Who gives a shit? Mind control. Sonic Blast. Sonic Blast. This game was over quick. M can do a lot. M is strong. She's appropriately strong. She should feel strong. M is one of the strongest mutants around, but the thing is, she's not actually like a strong psionic mutant. What she is just a fucking powerhouse. And she feels like a fucking powerhouse. Omen's robe is at the bottom. Of course it was. Where else would it be? Another empathic shield. That should be the one I shuffled in. Kid Flash. And then Mind Training, which even after I reshuffled, stayed at the bottom of the deck. Is it all 15 of her cards? 1, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 cards. All right, let's take a look over here at Omen. So a lot of these things are going to be kind of rehash of what I said the other day. And some of this I've told Havok to his face since I played it. Give me a second, though, because I'm going to take a quick swig of drink. Delicious, delicious drink. Omen. All right, thoughts about Omen. The art on her cards is great, except for 2 cards that I pointed out to Havok before. Let me get her obligation, which I thought was in the discard pile, but I don't see in there. It is extremely white. To say that, yep, there it is. These get these. These assholes out. All right. The art on all our cards looks great, except for the 2 cards that I told him about, but I'll put it out here in the video too. You can see the border of where this image was cut off, and I don't know what happened there, but it's like a different shade of white. That is pure white next to like egg white or whatever colors. I don't know the hexadecimal codes for all the fucking colors. It's a shade of white that's different than the other shade of white. And then Mind Training. I told this to Havok, and he is like, "You're right." You can see that it's been layered on the very top part of the card to represent the fact that this card did not fill up the space all the way. I would have just zoomed in the image more and moved it up to fill in the gap. If her head would have gone a little bit over the frame of the card, I would have just edited the image and put her head over the frame. I know Havok knows how to do that now because I taught him how to do that, and he's been doing it well since I've taught him. Havok's a smart guy. He knows what to do. I think those 2 images just need to be changed. Everything else in this set actually looks really good. I have no issues with anything else in this set. Kid Flash is a little bit weird looking because that is like, it's such an old school picture compared to her new style art. But I'm not one of those people that gives a shit about that. I really don't. I don't hold that against our decks when it's got different art styles. And then aesthetically, everything else looks fucking awesome. Really does. Theme, I don't know shit about this character. I really don't. I don't know anything about Omen. I don't. I'll be completely honest. I don't like DC. I don't. Um, I don't know the characters. I've never taken the time to know the characters. I used to watch Batman and Batman Beyond when I was a kid, but I just, those are Batman. Batman is the universal symbol of a cool superhero, even though he's not a superhero. He's just a rich guy. So I can't talk about theme for Omen. However, the theme of her deck does feel good. Kid Flash works well with her mechanic of discarding her cards. Mind Training, I really wanted to get this out this game. I probably should have cheated and got this in opening hand, just so I could use it as it is. But it's fine. I can still talk about it. Yeah, but everything in this deck kind of just runs through Sonic Blast. And then the best defensive card in the goddamn world. It's a shame that I got rid of his Confused, but it just is what it is. It do what it do. Yeah. Materials, everything's here. And again, I've said this before. This to me is a pretty simple character to play. She might not seem like it at first, but we should always assume that the people playing our decks are idiots. Probably should have an insert. I think they should always have inserts, even if it's a relatively simple character like this. Mechanics, I think mechanically this is really sound. I don't see anything that mechanically feels off. I should probably do my tiers right now. Let me do my tiers before I get into mechanics, because some of them aren't great. Let's just get into this. Sonic Blast is kind of like the engine of her deck, mixed with her hero ability. One thing I did notice real quick, on both Alter Ego and Hero, you're using the wrong dash. It should be the underscore in what's the font called? I don't have a card open on the hero font, whatever it's called. We have like a Marvel Heroes font that we use for certain things. It's just the underscore. It should really be fixed. So that the dash after clear mine, the dash after let me help is the proper dash. Okay, back to this. Sonic Blast is the engine. No Havok talked about the math with me before. He's probably talked about the math before on his stream independently. I just don't remember that. It works out to something like 5.6 to 5.8 damage average each time, or threat removed each time you Sonic Blast, which is strong for Thort. It's not necessarily too strong for attack. It does have a lot of boom or bust potential, depending on what's in your deck. If you would have saw my stream a couple days ago, I pulled all 6 Sonic Blasts in this deck in the first 12 cards. It was painful because it means that I'd Sonic Blast twice in the first 3 turns, and they were each 1 damage apiece. In retrospect, I probably should have just drawn the fucking card, because I forgot that was part of her text, but they were 1 damage. The good news is that I then flipped down, put one of them back in her deck, and I had the whole deck with only 1 Sonic Blast in it. That's kind of what you want from her. The fewer Sonic Blasts are in her deck, the stronger she is. So you can kind of figure out how strong her next Sonic Blast is going to be by how many are in your discard pile. It helps that you can use Sonic Blast to pay for Sonic Blast, because it has a requirement of mental, and this is 2 mental. That way, you are at the same time getting rid of 2 Sonic Blasts, if you're lucky enough to have a Sonic Blast in your hand. So, it's, in my opinion, it's still an extremely strong card, even with the 5.6 average. It's extremely strong. But if there were any less of them, it would be that much stronger. I don't know the character well enough to say, hey, why don't you just tweak the damage count on it, like put a cap on it or something? Maybe this character does nothing but Sonic Blast enemies. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Other events. Let's take a look at her events. I'm doing it a bit backwards. I usually always do allies, upgrades, and supports, and then events. The only other event that she has in her deck, Empathic Shield. Amazing card. As strong as Sonic Blast is, I think Empathic Shield is as or more strong. It prevents 6 damage, which is astounding. And it comes with discard one status card from the character that's attacking you. Or no, actually, excuse me. I played that wrong when I used it earlier. It's not it's not getting rid of a status card from the attacker, it's getting rid of a status card from the character it's defending. So that actually makes this extremely strong. So that's my bad for playing that wrong. Don't yell too much, Havok. I know Havok likes to yell at me. He's big on yelling. I think that if I met him in real life, he'd hit me. Does Do the Australians have a police department? I know the country is founded by criminals. I don't know if they have police. I know that they have a bunch of war boys, a bunch of bald people that are painted up white and everything like that. They might be the police. I don't know. Anyways, ally Havok. I like and dislike Havok or Havok. God damn it. I like and dislike Havok. I like and dislike Flash. Because he's kind of in and out. And I feel like in a pinch, if I needed him to, I could flip to alter ego, exhaust my identity, give him the +1 thwart, and he'd remove 6 threat and then disappear. Speaking of which, her first alter ego ability I don't use that much. I don't have a ton of value for it. If I was playing leadership, I'd probably like it more. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I like him. I don't think he's weak by any stretch of imagination. I would hate him if he didn't shuffle back into your deck. I would not like him at all. But he shuffles back into your deck, which means that he is a resource in your hand. He is, if you need him to, he's a quick 3 attack or a quick 3 thwart or a quick 2 and 2, and then he's a chump blocker. And he's also another body to throw into your deck to add to the number for Sonic Blast. So I like him for that reason. I don't like him because he's a 1/1 for 3. It feels underwhelming when you do play him, but he does have value when you play him. It's just not as much as you'd usually like from a hero specific ally. But he kind of needs to be this way, because if he had one more attack or one more thwart, and then he readied every time he activated, he'd just be so strong. He kind of needs to be where he is, which is, in my opinion, a little bit meh in one area, but otherwise pretty good otherwise. Although I said otherwise twice in a single sentence. He's perfectly good. I wouldn't put him on the S tier. He's an A tier. Upgrades and supports. Well, let me do the support first. This card's garbage. It's useless. Last time I played Omen, I was like, this seems like a fine card. This is essentially just like a one-time use card right now. I feel if you didn't want to change this card, fine. If you wanted this card to be valuable, it needs to be completely reworked. Period. It just needs to be completely reworked. I think the thought process of it was good. I have 2 cards in Amaranth that do something similar to this, but they also provide her with something else in the meantime. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of comparing user-created content to user-created content, but I think it is appropriate. Oh my god, Amaranth is not the name of my fucking table. But I think it's appropriate in this case because Amaranth and Omen have such a similar style of gameplay that we can compare them a little bit at least. So in my case, I have Magic Flight and I have her crest, and they're each at least doing something while they're waiting for the deck to empty. As you can see, after your player deck empties, heal 2 damage. When your player deck empties, remove 2 threat and then get a card in your hand. She is big into getting cards back in her hand. She does it a lot. God damn, she does it a lot. This doing nothing. Like, I think the text on this is fine if it's doing something in the medium, but it's doing nothing. It's useless. You might, like we saw in this game right now, I didn't run out of cards in my deck at all. I didn't deck out. I think it has more value in higher player counts, but not that much more. So in higher player counts where the game might last longer, the villain might be tougher to beat, you might burn through your deck let's say you burn through your deck 6 times. You're essentially just getting 1 recovery for 6. And then this probably is useless again. Or if you're lucky enough, you get 2 uses of 3. If you time your flips and do it that way. It's not good. It's not good. Also, why this is always kind of like a weird thing to me. Is she the owner of the Titans Tower West? I don't know the character. She looks like a dilettante. Like she's dressed like she's got wealth, you know what I mean? Maybe she owns Titans Tower West. It's hers. It's always been weird that she has Titan Towers West, or multiple people living there. Anyways, enough talking about Titan Tower West. Tour upgrades. So read the room. Exhaust, read the room, look at the top card of any deck or face down encounter card. If it does not have a boost ability, may discard it. This card is very situationally decent. I don't think it's good. The only time I think this has a ton of value is if you've decked out and you have an encounter card sitting in front of you and you want to hopefully get rid of it. It can get rid of us Shadows of the Past. It can get rid of Caught Off Guard, which, God, I fucking hate Caught Off Guard. And get rid of all kinds of bad things. Using it on your deck is decent sometimes, because you can kind of pare down your deck to... The only thing you really want to discard from the top of your deck, actually, is maybe Sonic Blast, so that you don't have to worry about it being at the top of your deck to do only 1 damage. It's just... like, this is not good because it's kind of useless. This is not good because it's kind of useless. I think this one would be useful if it's reworked, if it has something else to it. This is just not good. Or actually, more accurately, this is not good because it's kind of broken. Broken in a bad way. Like, it's not broken that it's breaking the game state, it's just useless. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. It's 3:45 in the morning. This needs something to make it do something. You know what? Let's put this in the same tier then. This needs something to make it do something. It's just, I don't see the value of it. I don't think it's good. Moving on. Omen's Robes. Have I ever had this in play? I have. I had it in play in the 1 game. I think this is a good card. I'm not the biggest fan of having to spend a resource already, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. Gives you hit points, which is always good. You're a squishy character, you can use the hit points. Gives you ready, which is good if you're in danger of threats. Otherwise, it's meh. But it's always good to have readies. You can never go wrong with having character readies. You just really can't. We'll go to Mind Training last. Mind Control is just a good card. I wouldn't put it overpowered. I've never been a big fan of the... I know Havok loves them. Never been a big fan of the controlled cards. I never put a 3 cost value on what is amounting to usually a random enemy that you control. I would spend 3 if I could choose the non-elite minion I'm getting, but considering I can't, I always kind of wish this precedent was set at 2 and not 3. But because it's set at 3, and this is nothing against Havok in this card, but I think it was Phoenix first set this precedent at 3 costs to do this, and I don't like it. I don't like Phoenix. I think Phoenix set this shit precedent for mind control, and now we have this shit precedent for mind control that everybody is working off of, or controlling minions, and I can't stand it. That being said, controlling minions is still valuable. I just hate paying 3 resources for it every time. Every time it's like, do I actually want to spend 3 resources to get a fucking Hydra Soldier. I mean, Hydra Soldier is actually not terrible because 2 attack is decent. But Hydra Flame Soldier? No, I don't want to spend that. Do you want to spend 3 resources and get like a 1/1 quick strike character that only has 2 hit points? No. But those are the risks that it runs into, which 3 resources never seem like value to me. All right, last card. The Divisive Mind Training. So the reason it's divisive is, if you haven't seen me play this character before on Havok stream or my last stream, I had the ability on a Confused. I have since talked to Havok, and I've given him my thoughts on the card, but I wanted to put it out here as well. I think that as the text stands right now, this is a very good card, a very necessary card, but it could probably cost 1 less resource, as the text is right now. If you want to play it the way how I accidentally played it on Havok stream, and then I purposefully played it last time, which is that when you, after a Sonic Blast is discarded from the top of your deck using Clear Mind, you exhaust this and you reset your Sonic Blast. So if you got, the way how I was doing it before was, if you got, say you got Sonic Blast as a second card, you could exhaust this, and instead of doing 2 damage or removing 2 threat, you start at 0 again, and then you discard and take it in a Sonic Blast. If you do it that way, it should be 3. Now, I don't think it needs to be changed. I do like the other way. Personally, I like the other way more, but I think this is perfectly fine. I could see this being 2 cost, but I don't think it needs to change. That being said, it is extremely crucial to her deck, no matter which version of the card it is. Hey, Cross 74 Egg. You definitely played that wrong then. I'd like to know what you did, Craig. I'm actually kind of curious as to what you did wrong with mind training. I am more than willing to keep this stream going just to see what your response is. So that's where I feel about her deck. Not a lot of cards to review on there. Overwhelmed. So you copy of Sonic Blast, remove from the game, remove this from the game. This is completely fine. I think this actually kind of benefits her a little bit because it is now removing a Sonic Blast from her deck. But I don't see what else. You definitely can't remove 2 because then it just makes every Sonic Blast that much stronger. But I like it. I think it's a really good card. Again, the picture. You continue to count. Hold on. I continue to count. You continue to count. You're confusing me with the word phrase count. Exhausted after discarding 2 cards and added to the total. So, Craig, the word. So, I don't know if you were here when I first was explaining this. When I first played with Havok a couple days ago, or a few days ago, the very first time I played Omen, I don't know what kind of state I was in, but I was just not reading this card properly. So the way how I initially thought it was played was, if let's say this is my deck, say we'll pretend like Sonic Blast is the second card. So the way how I thought it was before was I activated my ability, and okay, 1, 2, okay, pretend this is Sonic Blast. The way I thought it was before was, if I went through these 2 and I got Sonic Blast early, I could exhaust this and restart again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then say this is Sonic Blast. Now I got a 6 Sonic Blast, right? That's how I thought it was initially. What it is now if I get Sonic Blast as a second card, so 1, 2, this is Sonic Blast. What the text actually is I ignore that this is Sonic Blast. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, there's my next Sonic Blast, right? It's now 8 damage instead of 2. I think this is a good card. It is extremely vital to her deck, and that's how it should be played. I think either way of interpreting it, of playing it, or let me rephrase this from top. I think either way of this card being written is acceptable. The way as how it is right now is extremely good. It is extremely valuable, and it doesn't need to be changed if Havok doesn't want to change it. If he wants to get on board with what I accidentally did a couple days ago, because he actually seemed on board with the way how I misinterpreted it the other day. If you wanted to do it that way, I think either way is perfectly fine for the deck to work. Anyways, because I am 2 hours and 20 minutes into my stream, and I'm actually really tired. So let's get on to this. Twisted Presence. Mr. Twister cannot take damage. Confuse all characters and play not called Mr. Twister. Would you call them or name them? So that's the question. See, I think you need the text not named Mr. Twister, because they are named Mr. Twister. Anyways, it's a rude card, but it does confuse villains and minions as well. I will always hate amplify icons. I'm also not the biggest fan of this having 4 per person as a starter. That being said, it's strong. She can feel strong, so it's okay for some of her stuff to feel equal and opposite reactions, so to speak. Mr. Twister, villainous and elite on a Nemesis minion is rough, but okay. Stun your identity, then flip this card and attach it to the ally control plus fort. If you cannot place one acceleration. So then it takes over your allies. I mean, it being temporary is fine, I guess. Yeah, I just made my own two-sided Nemesis minion, so I kind of get it. Although I don't think I put a 1A, 1B on there, and I think I should have. So good call out on that, Havok. I'll do that as well. I think it's inventive. I'm not the biggest fan of losing allies, but it is what it is. I think it's fine. The art again is great on all these, except for again this. Simon. Attack his schemes instead. When revealed, discard or take a copy of Sonic Blast from your deck, deal damage to your enemy. Okay, this was the card. I do not like this card. As we saw in tonight's stream with Neptune and Corey, I don't like it when a card can instantly end a game. And this can instantly end a game. This not only can this instantly end a game, this can instantly end a game from full health. This has no limit to the damage. I think this would be fine if he had a limit to how much damage he would do on Sonic Blast. I don't like this card. I know I understand that Omen is strong herself. But if you have set up your turn so that you know that you have one Sonic Blast in your deck, like I was talking about the other day when I got rid of all 6 of mine within the first 12 cards because life hated me. When I flip back down the alter ego form and I put that one card in my deck, if I would have immediately gotten Shadow of the Past and this guy would have been in the deck and then I would have gotten him as like a encounter card or something like that shortly after, I would have been fucked. This would instantly end a game. So another issue that he has, I don't know if it's intentional or not, maybe Havok can clear it up. He doesn't instantly reveal on Omen. He doesn't have anything in his text that says he engages only Omen. So if he's engaged with M, he will seek my entire deck, give me an encounter card, because he cannot find Sonic Blast. He won't do damage, which is good, but he will give me another encounter card. I don't know if that's intended. Maybe the win reveal should say seek a copy of Sonic Blast from Omen's deck. or from the Omen or the Lilith Clay player's deck, I guess. But something in the text needs to be fixed on that. Battle of the Minds. The enemy with the highest scheme attacks you using their scheme value. If that enemy has a Sonic trait, they get +1 scheme for this attack. Then exhaust your identity and deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to your scheme. If you not exhaust your identity, this card gains search. It doesn't cancel the card though. He just attacks you and surges. So I think, in my opinion, this card should probably drop the surge, because I think it's mean enough that if you cannot exhaust your identity and you take the damage without being able to hit them back, that's punishment enough. You don't need another card. So anyways, where am I at with Omen? Okay, so I was going to talk about mechanics. I forgot to talk about mechanics. I think the mechanics of her deck are great. I don't like the mechanics of some of her minions, her encounter set. Actually, her entire counter set is extremely strong. That's also a balance issue, though. Mechanically, I think her deck is awesome. I think her obligation is awesome. Her obligation, even incidentally, makes you stronger. But yeah, I mean, only for a little short pain of losing some of your deck, but makes you stronger. Balance. I think Omen is strong. I don't think she is necessarily overpowered. She does have these 2 issue cards right here that are just weak. I don't feel like they do anything. I think even like from talking with Havok, I don't think he even thinks that these 2 cards are all that great. Her Nemesis stuff is ridiculously strong, especially a enemy that can one-shot a character from full health. Battle of the Minds, as written right now, feels unbalanced as shit. Mr. Twister, actually, Mr. Twister doesn't feel bad. He feels like he's an asshole. But he feels like he's an asshole in the best way. Same with Twisted Presence. I think Twisted Presence should probably be 3 per person, but that's me hating Amplify icons and wanting them out of the game as quickly as possible. I hate Amplify so fucking much. But I think the card, it's a mean card, but I think that's fine. Its balance kind of suffers a bit. Fun factor, I think she's fun, as long as you don't get this out. I actually think she's really fun. She herself feels a little underwhelming, but I mean, she has Sonic Blast, so as long as you can get Sonic Blast. Would I recommend this for Seal? Right now, I don't think so. I love you, Havok. I don't think I'd say Seal this right now. These 2 cards are, in my opinion, just nothing. I think the Titan's Tower West has bones to be useful, but it needs something added to the card. Read the Room. Let me look at it again. I don't see a ton of value in this, especially not for 2 cost. It's just not doing anything for me. Everything else in our kit feels awesome. Everything else, all these right here are so tight. Every single one of these feels great. Her abilities, I'm not the biggest fan of her alter ego action. I think it's fine in a pinch. Not every alter ego action needs to fucking break the game. But yeah, I think there are some things that need to be cleaned up with it. There are absolutely things that need to be cleaned up with it. A couple of the pictures need cleaned up. These need the right dash, the M dash, or whatever it's called. These 2 just need something, anything to make them useful because it's 2 cards in her deck that are just suffering. And then I think her Nemesis set needs some tweaking as well. I think it's very close to something sealable. I don't think I'd seal it as it is right now. You might have to sit on it and think, because there's so much I like about it, but at the same time, there's things that are glaring to me that I don't. Yeah, that's kind of where I stand at with Omen. Hopefully Havok doesn't yell at me too much next time we get a game in together. He yells at me for far less than this. I might have to call the Australian crocodiles to keep him in check. But yeah, that's where I'm at with this. So the next time I play, I'll probably, if I get feedback from Tuna, I'll probably jump into High Evolutionary again. If I don't get feedback from Tuna, then we're going on the Ghost Rider. So with that being said, have a good morning /day/night wherever you may be. Take care of yourself because the world is a dangerous place. If you want to check out more custom content like Havok's Omen, like my M, Craig was in the chat. He made, I know he's got like a Merlin out there and Epic Mickey. Am I remembering right? Craig is Epic Mickey's greater. They're all on our community Discord server, which I will have a link for in the description of this video. If you want to check out my streams live, you can check me out at twitch.tv/theactualjackson. Craig says yes. So yes, he did make Epic Mickey. I am awful. Sorry, Craig. I am awful at remembering who did what most of the time. Unless it's something I made, I forget all the time who made what. Yeah, so if you want to check out my streams live, you can check me out at twitch.tv/theactualjackson. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, because all that stuff helps the channel out. You should also check out Craig, because he also has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you have a Twitch channel, but I know you have a YouTube channel, because I am subscribed to it, because I am that kind of friend. Anyways, with all that being said, take it easy. Ciao.